Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your host GBHL James, and I'm going to be doing my own version of Speak Friend and Question this week. The reason for this is I've not been able to meet up with Jamie as I am very, very poorly. So I'm actually here in my gym jams, got my Ninja Turtle gym jams on. I've taken a few infections this week. I've got a bit of tonsillitis, got ear infection, got kidney infection. Got a bit of fever, and my temperature is very high, so if I have to come out of this video at any moment, you will know why. But I was in a bit of a predicament. Obviously I couldn't meet up with Jamie to do this Q&A or to do any Battle Cup of these, but I thought, you know what, I mean, I've never missed a Q&A. I mean, I even did it from my bed last time, so as awful as I look, I'm going to give this a go, and it's because I love you guys and I love this channel, so don't forget it. Okay, so I'm going to give it a crack and wish me luck. So first up we've got Joe Holohan, and Joe Holohan's put, "Hey lads, only found your channel a month or so ago. I haven't played a game in years, but you have reforged my interest, and I have one lined up to learn the new rules. Also, after watching your bat reps, I think a banter style bat rep between Mini Wargaming Dave and GBHL James would be a great laugh, as you're both great showmen." Well, thank you very much, Joe. It's a tall order, but maybe one day. Cheers for all the time and effort you put in. Deadly stuff. Well, thank you very much for the kind words there, Joe. It's great that we've motivated you to get back involved in the hobby, and I would love to do a banter style bat rep with Mini Wargaming Dave. Maybe we should make this week's The Scouring of YouTube. Excuse my lack of being able to do the voice and everything. I'm working hard to keep my voice in one tone, because obviously the throat's very sore. I would love to do that. So I know that Mini Wargaming Dave, let me just get up the Mini Wargaming channel. I know that he does, let's have a little look here. So www.youtube.com. He does like a challenge Mini Wargaming Dave video. Now of course miniwargaming.com, they focus primarily on Warhammer 40k. But we are partnered with them on their partner program. By that it means that we're allowed to upload videos to their page, which I've not done for a long time, I have to say. It didn't generate a huge amount of traffic for our site, but nonetheless, right. So Mini Wargaming, if I go on here. So as always with a scouring of YouTube, the job is of you guys, our subscribers who are very loyal to us, to go out there and spread the word about this channel, because this channel can only survive if you guys keep supporting us and get behind our projects. So here we go. So I go on to miniwargaming.com. Okay, so challenge the aspiring champion, that this is called. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on this one, which has also got Wargamer Girl in it, who's a famous YouTuber for Wargaming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in below, and I want you guys to go on there, and I want you to tell Mini Wargaming Dave how GBHL James and his all-mounted Rohan, as unlikely as it seems in the far grim future, or whatever the fluff is for 40k, I would ride down his chaos. He wouldn't stand a chance against all-mounted Rohan. I'd just skirmish him to death, you know what I mean? Fight 5 AMR. Ooh, he's got no chance. So that's going to be this week's The Scouring of YouTube. So make sure you get on that. The link will be in the description below, and I will make sure that it's there. So I'll keep this up for when I upload. Okay, so thank you very much, Joe, and good luck for getting into the game. Next up we've got the Prancing Pony. He's put, "Going away on Tuesday. Forgive me for not sharing your videos. I'm sure we can forgive you. You share every video, and I think all of you should do exactly as the Prancing Pony does and share our videos. It helps us so much." But he put, "I will do when he spends a whole day watching them for when he gets back." He's put, "What do we think of all-mounted Thorin's company?" It's good fun, really fluffy. I've played against it. I played against Mark Boyland, who's 99 on the forum, and I played against him at 1,000 points. He brought an all-mounted force. And he was very upset in that game because it was Lords of Battle, and which obviously would suit a all-hero force. and I did what I had to do. I shot those ponies to death. But yeah, I think it's good fun. It's fluffy, and you know, in the right scenarios, it can do okay. My opinion when it comes to most questions, when it comes to what do you think of this force, you know, you've got to go on that journey yourself. You've got to, you know, do you love it? You know, you've really got to love an army to get behind it, and you can see that with your own hobby time, your painting and everything. So if you love Thorin's company and you want to do the conversions, get mounted, then yeah, go for it and enjoy it. You know, that's what this game's all about. So good luck, Prancing Pony. I hope you enjoyed that, and contact Mark Boyland on the GBHL, the Great British Hobbit League Facebook group, and he should be able to show some pictures or go on the One Ring. I'm sure he'll appreciate me mentioning him. He owns a model shop in Chester. So good if you're looking for terrain, etc. Next up, we've got David Whittaker. Sorry. He's put, thanks. The whole two-handed, single-handed debate seems to be cleared up. No need to return your Axeman James, as they can still feint single-handed as they have a dagger in their belts. Also, they look awesome. Yeah, they're great-looking models. I mean, originally I got them because you thought, wow, brilliant, you know, that's going to allow you to have that higher strength without having to sort of, you know, be really cheesy and start gluing axes on and stuff. You know, I know you're thinking, well, pot calling the kettle black with D Reavers with axes, but I didn't realise they didn't carry axes, and of course there's no Reaver model, so it's not the same as sort of blue tacking an axe to something. And did spend some time doing those conversions as well. Yeah, they are cool looking models. I'm looking forward to painting them. I'm hoping to do a bit of painting while I'm ill, actually, so you might see a few hobby videos for me over this period of time, because I'm all on my lonesome in here. I'm supposed to be in bed, so don't tell Jay. I'll get into trouble. But I'm looking forward to some Batman content. Yeah, me too. Looking forward to learning that game. The model's cool. I might paint up Batman actually, and yeah, show you me painting him. Maybe do a bit of a hobby vlog myself. He's thinking of picking up the Watchmen minis for the game. What do you think to the quality of the videos, quality of the models you've bought for the game so far? A Batman unboxing would be cool. I could do that for you. Keep up the good work. And for James to read in a Batman voice, where's the trigger? Sorry, laughing is tough. Probably the wrong Q&A to ask me to do a Batman voice. And I have to, you know, these Q&As, these are great for doing lots of painting and everything. I'm apologising in advance for a monotone, sort of very sort of low-key Q&A from me this week. Remember, you've got one from Jamie as well, so I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, I could do a Batman unboxing. I could do that today. I could do that now. I'm filming this on Saturday, so it was the models that attracted me and Jamie to give the game a try. The models are gorgeous. They really, really are. And it's really nice to see them brought from sort of different areas of Batman and Marvel and such. So, you know, you've not just got film Batman, you've also got various editions of Batman and various versions of, you know, the Joker, etc. Whether it's from games or whether it's from films or from comic books, etc. So yeah. So I hope that answers your question there, David. Looking forward to doing Batman myself. Next up, we've got Cankraz the Orc. He's put, hello guys. I haven't had any questions for a long time now, but now I have. I'm starting a Hobbit army, as you might know, and I have a 500 points army list. Hobbits aren't very competitive, but would this work? Well, Hobbits can be very, very competitive. Very competitive, and the reasons for that is because they're so cheap. They're so cheap, so you can field lots of them. Not only that, they have a 3+ shoot value. What is that, Turkish Hunter? I'm sure they've got a 3+ shoot value. 3+ shoot value, and they can all throw stones. Now you might think, well, hang on a minute, you know, strength 1 throwing stones. Well, if you've got 60+ hobbits throwing stone, you're going to kill stuff. And I remember a game I've played against Ed's hobbits, which he's done very well with twice. I've been lucky enough to play that. I drew against it the first time into the death. We were at Mansfield, and I think it was one of my first tournaments, and it was a tactical stalemate, and the reason for that is I refused to charge his sort of tortoise shell formation because he would just dismount all those horses or kill my guys. And you know, when you're up against 60 plus models, every model of yours counts. So the shooting power of it. I mean, he tends to put Malbeth in there, which, you know, that's the slightly cheesy element to it. But then again, you know, hobbits, Arnor, you know, it's the same kind of thing. Although the time scale of some of the heroes isn't right, but you know, it's very competitive. So he's got the Bull Roarer and 1 Ent. He's got Merry, Captain of the Shire, with 12 battling Brandy books. Pippin, Captain of the Shire, 12 battling Brandy books. Paladin Took with 12 Tookish Hunters. And he's got Farmer Maggot as Warband 5. Well, I mean, yeah, it's... I'm going to certainly sort of try and get your Merry and Pippin up on the on ponies if you can. That'd be good. You know, doing the upgrades is well worth it. When you do, when you've got hobbits, definitely do your Tookish Hunters and battling Brandy books, because they do make a difference. There's a big difference between sort of, I think is it from strength 2 to strength 3 and whatever the other one is, or fight 2 to fight 3. Well worth it. The one thing I would say is that, you know, you're getting a monster in there with the Ent, but you know, really the strength of the hobbits is the numbers. So I'd actually say maybe try and get another warband in there so you can get more shooting as well. So yeah, I hope that helps. So good luck with that. Let us know how you get on, Canquas. Next up, we've got Jeremy Smith. He's put, can you recommend a hotel in Manchester or Stockport that would be a good centrally located base of operations for an extended 2 to 3 week tour of England? Not too pricey, but not a hostel either. Well, not off the top of my head. I mean, if you want a centrally located base of operations for a tour of England, then really somewhere close to either Stockport Station, because Stockport Station's got some fantastic links, and it'll be cheaper in Stockport than it would be to stay in Manchester city centre. But Stockport, in terms of the town centre, well, no, it's alright, I suppose. But you wouldn't be, especially if you're near Stockport Station, you wouldn't be staying anywhere spectacular. A lot of the guys who come to our tournaments are going to be staying in the Britannia. That's not too far away from the station, but your best thing to do is to go onto the likes of TripAdvisor and just use the internet and use Google. I know it's a bit of a cop-out answer, but that's probably as far as I go. Obviously, I don't have to stay in many sort of not too pricey hotels in the Manchester Stockport area. If I stay in a hotel in Manchester, it's usually because I'm treating Jane, so therefore I have to fork out a little bit to impress her. Do you know what I mean? So good luck with that, because I hope you come over. It'd be great if you can come over, if not this September for Desolation Stockport 2.0, if you can make it to the GBHL Great British Hobbit League finale, which I will personally be hosting. And those of you who don't know that, then yeah, I'm going to be hosting that. Jamie's not going to be involved in organising that. I'm very excited. I thought couldn't miss out on the opportunity to host the league finale, and I know that Jamie would not want to be involved because obviously he wants to compete for the league. Obviously, I'm not as fussed about that myself. Just couldn't miss out on the opportunity to sort of really do a lot of things I'd like to try, and maybe try something different that maybe some people haven't seen before at a tournament without ruining it, of course. So no pressure there. So hopefully you can make it over for those kind of times. But if not, I look forward to meeting you, Jeremy. Next up, we've got Joe M7210. He's put, thank you for answering my question. That has really helped my games. It's our pleasure. I'm not sure which question it was, but absolute pleasure. Sorry for the confusion. Glad you like me. We'll love to play a game against you guys at some point. You're more than welcome. If you fancy travelling to Stockport for a game at the Northwest Gaming Centre, just let us know, and if we can make it, we will do it. Email ilovewargaming@gmail.com. I know that somebody else has, and I'm not sure we got back to you yet, but I've not been very well. So He's put a question: which of these would be your favourite? The Dweller in the Dark or a Cave Troll to have in a Moria force? Well, from my own experience, obviously I don't run with Moria and I haven't got tons of experience playing against Moria, but I have seen Dwellers used very, very effectively. Very effectively. I think Charles Sims takes them and spams them. So yeah, I would probably go for a Dweller. But you know, you gotta love the Cave Troll in terms of how it looks in a Moria force. You know, I do like the look of the Cave Troll and how it works. So yeah. But you've just got to go with whatever you think, trial and error. So good luck with that, Joanne, and let us know how you get on, which one you prefer. So next up we got Cinder, COD. That looks like Call of Duty, maybe. He's put a question: who wins in a fight, Bard or Legolas? Great work, guys. Keep it up. Legolas all day long, in the books, in movies, and also in the game. Bard's a bit too expensive in the game. Defense 4 for the points that you pay just isn't good enough. He's got a weaker version of Legolas's rules. Legolas is incredibly reasonably priced for what you get. And also, you know, in terms of the books and the movie, he's an elf, and elves, you know, he's not just an elf, he's a nails elf. You know, Legolas is one of my favourite characters. He really is. And I'm looking forward to using him. I'm planning on painting some of my 3 hunters while I'm ill. I know I've been talking about it for a while. I've just got to finish off some details on my eagles. And I want to try and escape out at some point and try and get some new tools for painting. Because I want to start taking a step up in my painting and improving on it so that I'm enjoying it more again because of the results that I'm producing. And there's less pressure on me to sort of paint quickly now. So a lot of the models that you see that I've painted have usually been painted early, really, in my hobby life. You know, I've never really done hobby painting before, apart from when I was a lot younger, and you know, I'm not sure you can really count it as painting. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, Legolas is what I think. It's put great work, guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Remember to ask a question next week. That's the rule. So next up, we've got Mr. Fewitts. He's put, thanks for answering my question last week. Definitely going to pick up some Woses now. My question this week is about a 500-point list that I've been thinking about for a while. I was wondering if you could critique it and give me some suggestions with it. Here it is. Warband 1. He's put Celeborn with Heavy Armour, Elven Blade and Shield. Well, first up, I mean, Celeborn is, you know, he's your 3/3/3 hero. The opinion of many, and Jamie in particular, is that Celeborn is, you know, would be a very good hero if you could mount him on a horse. He's quite expensive, and the fact that you can't put him on a horse, yes, he's got a bit of magic, and he's got all the 3s in the right places, but you just can't. It shouldn't be underestimated how important a horse is to a hero like that. You know, to a hero like, you know, you would put Celeborn in the same kind of category as, you know, like an Imrahil. You know, and who would you rather have? You know, you'd probably rather have, in my opinion, an Imrahil, just because he can affect so many different areas of the battlefield. Whereas a Celeborn on foot, maybe not. He's put 6 Galadriel warriors with spear and shield, 5 Wood Elves with spear. Yep, so you've got your front rank, your second rank, lower defence, 1 Wood Elf with banner. Okay, and you've got Thranduil, the old one, with 8 Mirkwood guards, so 2+ shoot value. With bow and spear, 4 Wood Elves with Elven Blade. Okie dokie, he's put a specific question about the list. Will dropping the spears on the Galadriel warriors be worth it? That would allow me to make 2 of the Galadriel warriors into Galadriel court guards, I think. Thank you too for all the hard work you put into this channel. Keep it up. Well, it's the hard work we put into this channel. Jamie's working his bum off at the moment. You know, it's been school holidays, but from a hobby side of it, he's really sort of engaged in that aspect, and I feel it. That's motivating me to be more hobby like. I think a little part of that as well is, GBHL Damien coming onto the team and knowing some of the stuff that he's going to be producing for this channel soon, which you've all got to be very excited about. He's very much into the hobby side, and although we've been primarily focused on sort of battle reports and such, rather than the hobby side. But it's the hobby side that got me into it in the first place. I love painting models, and Jamie's sort of getting that again now. He's getting that whole thing of he's enjoying building terrain and everything. So yeah, we are putting the work in. I would say drop the if it looks like you're looking to have sort of a harder front line supported. So yeah, I would certainly do that. And then you've got 8 Mirkwood Guard with bow and spear, and then you've got 4 Wood Elves with Elven Blade. So I'm guessing you want to put them in front. I mean, yeah, it looks okay to me. The one thing I would maybe say is, if you're really keen on Celeborn, then yeah, keep him there. But I mean, he's very expensive, and if you put someone who is more of a mid-hero, who is very effective in a game such as a Legolas, then that could really sort of open up some other options to you. So definitely worth a think. You might even be able to get a 3rd hero and have 3 smaller warbands. Getting a couple of Galadriel Court Guards is good, because it's going to help you tie up heroes and such like. So thank you very much. I hope that helps a little bit. Next up, we've got Daniel Peacock. Daniel Peacock, he's put, thanks for such a warm welcome to the Speak Friend and Question series. It's a pleasure. And thank you for your advice with the Red Royal Guard question. No problem, I wonder if I don't think I've got any out to show you. But if you have a little look through some of my battle reports, then you might be able to see some of my Royal Guard. He's put, I wanted to ask you what you thought about the future of the Hobbit strategy battle game, as it seems Games Workshop released models in conjunction with the films, other than some models in the Lord of the Rings range. Do you think they will ever revisit the original Lord of the Rings models and release new ones? Many thanks once again. This channel fast became my favourite on YouTube. Happy strategy battle gaming. Well, that is great news, and I hope that my ill face and ill voice does not put you off, because this is, an awesome channel full of awesome subscribers. What do I think Games Workshop will do? Well, it completely depends on the profitability of the Hobbit, and this is why, our tagline is support your Hobbit hobby. Support your Hobbit hobby means exactly that. I think it's really important. I think there was a great degree, and there can be a great degree of negativity about the future of the Hobbit. Some of it could be seen as justified, but if we allow ourselves to be dragged into that and despair, then despair is a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? It's the whole thing. If you give up hope, then if you stop, you will not. If you stop because you think that you will not win the race, then you will not win the race. It's that kind of philosophy, isn't it? So as long as we keep supporting it, and we keep growing it, and we keep getting people involved in it, and people are spending money on it, then that encourages Games Workshop to keep going. Now, of course, if you've got something like Lord of the Rings, which came out in conjunction with the films, so it was very much tied in with the films, then you are going to have a dip of popularity the further away from those films you go. However, the mythology of Lord of the Rings is probably the thing which will keep it, will keep it there, because the books and everything behind the books, and the fact that there is a huge Tolkien fan base, and it is kind of like the of fantasy, is the granddaddy of modern fantasy, as it were. I think that it's got a good future. I mean, will they keep? My hope is that after the Hobbit movies are out, that give it a year, everything is brought together and is repackaged as a sustainable system of Middle Earth strategy battle game, which continues for all time. Whether that will happen or not, who knows? Am I hopeful? Not massively, but you know, you've got to have that as the goal. So keep supporting your Hobbit hobby. Don't let people despair. You know, don't get pulled into the thing of, oh, models are too expensive and such. Like, you know, if models are worth what you think that they are worth, and if you think that this hobby is worth supporting, then buy those models and keep playing games and turn up to tournaments and talk about it and introduce new players, because it is that buzz which makes a game system. So I hope that answers your question, Daniel. Next up, we got Timothy Eyre. He's put, hi guys, first time writing a question to you. Welcome to Speak Friend and Question, Timothy. And we do have a rule on this channel. If you ask a question and we answer it satisfactorily, you must come back and ask us another question. So make sure you do that. He's put, what happens with the mount if I use bash on a mounted model? For example, Nazgul on a fell beast. P.S. Best SBG channel on YouTube, GBHL YouTube channel. Thank you very much, very kind words. And yeah, we're very, very proud of now being the biggest. Although, you know, we do have Rob over in Chicago, who runs the Lord of the Rings Strategy Battle Gaming channel. I know that he doesn't do content as regularly, but he does have like a world campaign going on, and he gets a lot of views, so worth checking him out. Really nice guy as well. What happens after bash? I'm going to go and give me 2 seconds and I will be able to tell you exactly what happens with bash. Okay, so I've just been reading up the bash special rule, and basically if you opt to bash, then you're trying to knock the opponent prone. So if you're doing this against a mounted model, then if you are successful in the bash, then and you do manage to knock him prone, then he automatically is dismounted, and is automatically, if you're knocked prone, you're automatically knocked flying on the Throne Rider table, I believe, if you're automatically knocked prone. So the fell beast will run away if you're successful. Now that's going to be tough, because unless you are quite high strength, because what you do is you then roll off. The person who opted to bash adds +1, adds another +1 if you were two-handed to the strength, and you compare the strength plus the d6. So obviously the strength of the fell beast is I believe it's strength 6. It's strength 7. I can't remember. But you know, you're going to have to roll high, and then obviously, you know, hope for the best. There's a lot of luck involved in that one, but yeah, if you do it, then they will be knocked prone. If you do it against a mounted model, then they'll be automatically knocked flying as they've been knocked prone. So I hope that answers your question. That's my take on it anyway. Hope I'm not wrong. So next up we've got Kurt Leach. Kurt Leach has put, my list is 1,000 points, which includes Thranduil, King of Mirkwood with Elf Bone Armour, 11 Mirkwood Rangers, 1 Palace Guard with Banner and Shield. Good start. He's put Legolas as his general with Elven Cloak and Armour. Good. With 12 Mirkwood Rangers. Cool. Tariel with 12 Mirkwood Rangers. Good. Gandalf, Bomber, Alfred. Disgraceful. Thrain Broken with 10 points left to spare. What do you think of its strengths and weaknesses? Well, for 1,000 points, it's not huge numbers. Obviously its strength is that you are going to be camping. You're going to be camping at the back, and you're going to just be trying to get loads of might onto Legolas so you can kill stuff with that horrible, cheesy little trio of Gandalf, Bomber and Alfred. But I mean, we've not seen it come into the meta. I've only ever seen it once, and that was... did I see it once or have I seen it twice? I can't remember if I saw it. Oh no! I've seen Bomber and Alfred. Gandalf, Bomber and Alfred I saw Owen use against me 1,000 points in Mansfield. Tut. He's got Thrain Broken with 10 points left to spare. What do you think of its strengths and weaknesses? Well, you want to try and spend that 10 points if you can somewhere. Obviously the strengths, yeah, you're going to be okay shooting. It's reasonably low numbers. You know, you've not got any spear support, which, you know, might make a difference when the lines clash. Obviously, you know, your opponent is going to try and get face to face with you. And Mirkwood Rangers, you know, they're going to go down quick. They're only defense 3. They are going to get. You'll be surprised how quickly they disappear once the lines meet. So you're going to be really trying to avoid combat. So yeah, and of course in certain scenarios that's going to be tough. So yeah, that's what I think. Remember, if you do want lists sort of going through with lots of experienced players, best thing to do is to post them on the One Ring forum, and there's an army builder forum thread on there that you can post on. So I hope that helps, Kurt. Next up, we've got Kyle Nelson. He's put, thanks guys for answering my question about a Middle-earth fitness program. I agree with what you said, and often imagine it like Rocky IV training sequences in Russia, where Rocky is running through snow, pulling a sleigh and using stones for weights. Yeah, that's going back to basics, you know. The human body hasn't massively changed in a long time, so it is, you know, you don't need fancy equipment necessarily. You know, you can do a lot of these things yourself. My question this week is about using Grima Wormtongue. I've used him in a game once and did not use him as well as I could have. What is the best way to use him in your opinion? Thanks again, and happy strategy about gaming to you guys. Best way to use him is to put him next to a hero that you think is going to need to use might, etc. I mean, yeah, that's what I would say. Used very effectively against me in my game versus Damien at East Grinstead, and Damien had him near Guahir, so Guahir couldn't counter heroic strike because he would have needed to use double the might. He's only got 1 might, so very good against things that have got one or 2 might. It can be a game winner really if used properly. You just need to keep him next to a hero, and that could be quite tough. You know, if the heroes are mounted, then you've got to sort of really consider what you're going to do with him. You know, in Reconnoiter, Damien sort of put him on and then just sent him straight off to get 1 VP immediately against Ed. That was a nice little tic-tac. Yeah, you want to keep him near enemy heroes, and then if you can't catch the enemy heroes, get him to a point where he's going to be somewhere where enemy heroes are going to be drawn to, so it makes it tougher for them to operate the way that they should, and try and keep them away from wizards and such like, who can sorceress blast him to death, because that's what happens. He's put, thanks again and happy strategy battle gaming to you guys. Which he said wrong, and then he's put, nothing like misquoting you guys in the question. Tim Taylor then put, Rocky, best movies ever, of course, beside Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I do like a bit of Rocky. In fact, on my Spotify playlist in the Biotic Gym, which I'm missing tremendously, because I've not been in for a few days, because I'm not well. There's a lot of Rocky motivational songs that seem to come up, which is pretty cool. So next up we've got Matt Rondeau. He's put, hey there guys, thanks again for answering my ridiculously long essay of a question. No problem at all. He's put, I'll keep this one short for a change, haha, I don't believe you. If there would be any old models you wish were still in production or given a plastic kit, what would they be and why? I'd personally go for the old Lothlorien elves because I find they look more graceful than the new plastic kits they have for them. Thanks for your time and keep up the great work. I'd love it if they'd made the Arnor a plastic box set, the Arnor Warriors. That would have been a good plastic box set. Yeah, any army where you require, you know, the models, lots of the models. So yeah, that one really sticks out to me. So Arnor Warriors for that army, you know, they do need that. In terms of still being in production, you know, well, there's loads, aren't there? There's loads which aren't in production anymore. But I think I've pretty much got everything that I want now. Pretty much. There's nothing I'm really yearning for. You know, I really wanted Forlong, and I got Forlong. So thank you to that chap in Australia. I will be sending some stuff out to you to say thank you. Really wanted a Gandalf the Grey Mounted, and I got one of those. You know, That's good that that's in production. It's not good that that's not in production. Hopefully make another Gandalf mounted. It's a lovely model. It's a shame that went out. So yeah, I hope that helps. But thanks for your time and keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Matt. Next up we've got James Stevenage. He's put, "Hi guys, question is, I was wondering the best way to use my warriors of Erebor led by Thrain. They do have good defence. Also, I'm taking one more army of Thor Warbound. What should it be? Thanks." Well, James, it depends how many points you're playing at, of course. Yep, Thrain seems like a pretty decent hero. I mean, the thing is with Army of Thor, if you're looking at, do you pick Thrain, Thor, or Thorin? If you look at the points values, you pick Thorin all day long. And in fact, they can be on a pony and stuff like that. It's a no-brainer. And then Thor is a gorgeous model. Thor is an absolutely gorgeous model. So you've got to love that. The best way to use your warriors of Erebor led by Thrain, well, you do have high defence when you've got shields. So if you can put shields in your front rank, and then you've got your spears behind, which one of the advantages which other dwarven armies can't have is these spears behind. You need to get these guys into combat and try and attrition and grind out the enemy, because that's it's designed to be a battle line. I wouldn't necessarily recommend piercing striking with their axes unless you are pretty convinced you're going to win the fights, just because then you're sacrificing the high defence. Although you shouldn't be too worried about bow fire when you're defence 7. Speed lets the dwarves down massively, as does lack of decent bow fire. So eventually your opponents will get a 6 followed by a 4 after they've rolled to hit you. So you could consider bringing in some Dale archers into the next warband, maybe, just so that you've got something to reply with, just so that it's not completely one-sided. Or you could just say, well, hang on, it's better, rather than just having a token sort of archer element to the army, maybe it's better just to go full out infantry and just try and get in their faces. But it is tough with the movement of the dwarves, so worth considering. In terms of leader, like I said, Thorin is in terms of army of Thor leader, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Dwalin on a pony is a beast as well. So lots of good options there for you. Just experiment and go with what you like the most. That's the best thing to do. Next up we've got Yamsiders, but hello guys, I forgot to ask a question last week, but I've been watching all your unboxings and came across the one where Damien does the James impression, and I laughed so hard I forgot to ask the question. Well, that's good that you guys find this a comedic channel, because this is not a serious channel at all. But my question this week is, if you're in a fight against a hero and you have a shade in range and you both roll 6s, can your opponent might the roll to win on higher fight value? Yes. This came up in a recent game and I told my opponent no, because the die still counted as a 6 even with the -1, and you can't might to a 7. Sorry for the long question, hope it made sense. Well, you did your opponent a misjustice there, because the shade makes it a 5 and then he can might it back to a 6. If it still counts as a 6, then he would win on fight value. So yes, if a shade is in range, you can might, your hero can might his previous 6, which has made 5, back into a 6. So I hope that answers your question. I believe that's right anyway. I'm sure if I'm wrong, I will be pounced on by the hungry wolves that are. So next up we've got Stephen Brown. He's got, hey guys, he's got a serious question about the Last Alliance forum. The Last Alliance, or TLA as we all now call it, has been around for a long time, has produced some quality work. However, most members moved over to the One Ring when there was some server downtime, so it's not particularly active anymore. It seems unreasonable to have more than one English-speaking community site for the hobby, in my opinion, given the growth of the Facebook groups. In recent times, One Ring was more heavily into providing a visual experience, painted challenges, more whip, etc. Work in progress for those who don't know. Whereas TLA had more army-less discussion and has changed a little, but it helped to give each forum their own feel. Why did you join or stay with One Ring instead of TLA, apart from the community? As it is much the same people, isn't it? But to be honest, I don't really like the forum theme, the borders, background colour and title pictures on TLA. The old blue was much more appealing. It's possible that people might come to dislike One Ring in the same manner. Any thoughts on the web design aspect of either side? Do you have thoughts about the future of the Last Alliance? Perhaps it should take a different focus. Should the two sites merge? I would hate to see TLA go, but it is a possibility. I'm still finding gems in the archives of the old site, linked below. Cheers, from Hodush. For those who don't know, the web host deleted the content of TLA without backing it up, so the site some downtimes it tried to recover the content and eventually found a new host. Okay, so I'll break down your question. So, in terms of why I predominantly was drawn to the One Ring, I mean, I found the One Ring first, and it was a very friendly, very nice community, and yeah, visually it's a lot of the colour tones of the Hobbit / the Lord of the Rings, with the golds and the blacks, etc. And so visually, I agree with you. It probably looks a bit better. I have heard experienced players saying that the One Ring tended to draw sort of hobbyists rather than serious gamers. But I think that probably has changed as the community has become more. Has been brought more together, not just in sort of real life, as it were, but worldwide, and on the internet, through the YouTube channel, the Facebook group. The community has become more concentrated, and I think I would probably agree with you that. I mean, I would never have time to sort of post on different forums to get different opinions on things. I've always sort of been that kind of person, stick to one place. So, I did like the TLA when I went over there, but yeah, they were having a lot of problems, and reliability on something like a community forum is so important. When there's somewhere else where these discussions are happening, then of course they're probably going to lose people. I think that there's still a place for it, and I'm sure that there are still people that are dedicated to the TLA, but everything has a natural lifetime. And I hope that it keeps going, because there's many different places for the hobby to be supported as possible. It's not a bad thing. I just think that the One Ring is probably where a lot of the forum side of the hobby is going on at the moment. A lot of active members on there. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it all. I hope that helps there, Hodush. Next up, he's also found an excellent video for the scouring. Well, we've already done our scouring this week, but if people want to see what Stephen put, make sure you look in the previous Q&A. And he's put a link here for a quick 2-minute video by Vallejo, who are a painting manufacturer, showing the benefit of using glazed medium instead of watering to do your layering, highlighting and blending. You might be able to get some of the Vallejo folks on board for some painting guides or something to make enough noise. Perhaps. Well, I am thinking of starting to use, because like I said, I want to develop my painting. I found using a wet palette has massively helped me, and that massively helped me. And maybe using a medium would be a good step as well. You're not separating the pigment of the paint; it's keeping it, although it's thinning it. It's you're still keeping the properties of the paint. So. So yeah, if anybody wants to go and scour that, then go ahead and do it. So thanks for your recommendation there, Hodush. Next up, we've got One Good Riddance. Good to have you back. I've not seen you for ages. Welcome back. Hello guys, I haven't abandoned you. My brother and I relocated to Boston in the US a month ago. Wow, congratulations and good luck. And we are still trying to properly settle down. I've been watching the video backlog and I'm more excited about the hobby than I have been in a long while. That is great news. Spread that love. I have no question this week, I just wanted to say hi. Hello. Maybe the Rams will have a similar rule to the War Camels. I don't think so. I don't think they will. I know a lot of people have thought that they might, but I don't think they will. Next up, we've got HD Miniatures, Harry from Australia. He's put, hey guys, this will probably be my last question, as I'll be on my way to Europe by the time you're finished with this week. That is great news. He's got, what do you guys value most for good and evil forces? Fight value, defense, or courage? Cheers, from Harry. I think winning the fights is very, very, very important. I mean, fight value is important, but it depends what. It does depend what you're up against, what kind of style of force that you have, and also what you're going from, what you're comparing to. You know, the difference between Fight 3 and Fight 4 is very, very, very important. That's a big, important jump. And then, of course, you've got forces like elves, which rely on the fight value. You know, if you're winning a fight, then you can't die. But if you do lose, you know, depends what kind of battle you're in. If you're in a battle of attrition, then suddenly defense and strength are so important. You know, defense 6 against strength 3 or below is, you know, it's very important. And in terms of courage, obviously courage is less important for good forces, tend to have better courage than evil forces, but then again, evil forces, most of them tend to have some form of fury. Most have some form of fury. So that takes the courage sort of out of it slightly. So I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's fight value, defense, then courage. I would maybe say in that order. Just my opinion though, so it'd be interesting to hear what other people think about that. He's put, PS, good news about the trip. Looks like we, his girlfriend and I, will be staying in Manchester for a few days, so catch up should be easy enough to arrange. Maybe even a quick gym session if you're up for it, James. Yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully I'm better. Yeah, just send us a message on Facebook when you're over, and we'll see if we can organise something. It'd be good to maybe grab a game, get a back rep. That'd be brilliant. I'll either send you an email or Facebook to keep in contact before then anyway. Yeah, make sure you do, that'd be really good. Send me a message. Cheers for that, Harry, and hope to meet you soon. Next up, we've got Barry O'Neill. He's put, hey guys, great work as always. James, regarding Medicell, there are a number of scenarios in the old Battle Games and Middle-earth magazines based on the premise that Saruman attacked Rohan before they could escape to Helm's Deep. They all fought in Erebor, and one scenario in particular is where Gandalf casts off Saruman's power over Theoden. It is entirely set in Medicell. I do think there were set movement tiles in that scenario, but I'm sure you could work around that. It would be a shame to not get a game or two inside that wonderful terrain piece. Haven't mine to hand, but can look up the issues if you'd like. Yeah, that'd be great. If you could look them up and let me know, that'd be brilliant. You know, feel free to email over the details and we'll try and get that played out. I'm going to use it in the doing a narrative campaign for you all very soon. Planning to. I was hoping to film it on Monday with Kieran before I got ill actually, but unfortunately my instructor wasn't back from Ireland until Monday morning, early hours, so he didn't get into the gym till later, so I couldn't do it. Thanks for that, Barry. Next up, we've got Lakitha. They put, thanks for answering my question on what to take for my extra 200 points. I was thinking like a cave drake, but would be better to get more numbers with shaman and goblins. Yes. Taking my total models up to 62 for a 1,000-point tournament army. Good numbers. My question this week is, do models with terror need to take courage tests if they want to charge other models with terror? Yes. Cheers guys for the great video, we really appreciate all the work you've done. That's great, really glad that you're all loving it. Yeah, if you cause terror you still need to take a courage test. I think the only things that allow you don't need to roll courage if you've got fury or you've got bodyguard special rule. Also, is there a fearless? Is that right? Not sure. Fearless 82. Yeah, fearless as well. So yeah, you do need to. Next up, we've got Tour Seragon. But hi guys, been out of the loop for a few weeks because I've been on my holes. Hope you had a good time. But I haven't got the new Empire magazine to hand, but Peter Jackson says something about the new film and the Orc army having some cool accessories. Have you seen the interview and any idea what these new accessories could be? It'd be interesting to hear Damien's thoughts as well. Great work and commitment, guys. And Damien has responded. He's put, well, seeing as you asked, yep, I've read the article, and the quote from PJ is that orcs have all sorts of creatures, not just trolls, but creatures they've bred for their armies. He then goes on to say that the two sides fights to see whose accessories are coolest. The key quote is creatures they have bred. So I'd expect all sorts of big lumbering war beasts, maybe creatures looking like the ones that pulled Grond, maybe some more fantastical looking monsters. I think they'll be broadly grounded in PJ's version of Middle-earth, but they really could be anything. My guess is PJ asked Adam, Lee and John Howe to just run riot with their imaginations, and he picked a couple that he liked. Can't wait to see what they come up with though. It'll be visually better to have trolls and big beasties breaking up the hordes of orcs, as it bodes well for new models for the evil side come Christmas. Yeah. Presuming, of course, they were sketch designed in advance before the Perrys left and not just added post-production late in the day. Yeah, let's hope that that's not the case. Okay, so well, I have heard rumours that there's going to be some sort of ballista, orc ballista going on. In terms of beasts, I've got absolutely no idea what kind. It could be absolutely anything. Let's think, they're coming from Dol Guldur, aren't they? So it's going to be something that's more woods and foresty based, maybe something that's, I don't know, I'm just thinking sort of less your cave based things and more your thick foresty based things, you know, some kind of weird spidery troll stuff, I don't know. Wolf spiders. I've got no idea. Thanks for the nice words anyway, Tour, and yeah, I'm looking forward just as much as you are to seeing all that stuff. Next up we've got Stephen Gill. He said, thank you for your answer last week. This week's question, RE First Warband, is any faction more newbie friendly than others? Having the Hobbit town set moving towards dwarves, a dwarf band seems natural, but how newbie friendly? Can you mix classic Lord of the Rings dwarves such as Khazad and new Erebor dwarves in the same warband? Thanks for all your work. Yeah, dwarves are known to be quite forgiving, and that's because they don't die quickly, so you can make mistakes from a tactical point of view and still sort of get a reasonable game and recover. I mean, in terms of all hero might be a bit tough to start with if you're thinking of just doing like all dwarven heroes. That might be quite tough, but fun, you know, definitely fun. From a competitive point of view, yeah, I mean, you can mix Lord of the Rings dwarves such as Khazad and you, but not in the same warband. If units are in different lists, then they must be led by a hero of that list. So you could get, for example, you couldn't get Thorin leading Khazad, but you could get Thorin leading the Erebor dwarves. So I'm guessing what you'll be thinking is, well, I'll get someone leading the Erebor dwarves with spear and maybe shield to back up the Khazad. That's a very sort of popular new thing, because of course the old dwarves were lacking spear support. So yeah, good luck with that. I hope that goes well. Next up, we've got Mark Yelanich. Mark Yelanich, hope I've got that right. He's put, I've heard you guys a few times in video describing an army as fluffy. What makes an army fluffy? Well, a fluffy army is an army that has been built not with competition in mind, but purely the theme in mind. There is very, very little consideration for how it will perform on the battlefield, and it's purely designed for theme. Or, for example, a fluffy rule, again, is a rule that is designed just because of the story and the theme, and it's not necessarily something which is particularly useful, but it's just fluffy. It creates the aura. It tells a story. And I think that's really what sort of fluffy the definition of fluffy, but of course that's completely subjective. But I would say something that's fluffy is when you bring something that you wouldn't normally bring, or something has a rule. Yeah, bring something that you wouldn't normally bring purely because of the theme it creates, and how it correlates with the story of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit or the movies. So that's what I would say fluffy is, but others might disagree. Next up, we've got Generation Shift 92. Good to hear from you, buddy. Hope your YouTube channel's going well. Recommend you guys check out Generation Shift's YouTube channel for painting tips. But guys, sorry it's been 3 weeks since my last comment, but my next sentence will probably redeem this. I've just purchased my ticket to Desolation of Stockport 2.0. Very much looking forward to it. That is great news. There are still tickets available, guys, but they have gone down very quickly. The early birds were sold in a day. Again, people very, very, very keen to get those and get them quick. And the I think we've sold 15 of the others as well, so big numbers, looking like over 40 again. It'd be really good if we could crack that record of what we made in April. For those of you who can't make that, we do have another tournament in December, which is going to be the league finale, and I do want to really sort of put on a big celebration to really, you know, it's an opportunity for me to say thank you to this fantastic community. A personal thank you, not just a sort of GBHL, me and Jamie thank you, but a personal thank you. A thank you to the league, and a well done to the league. A pat on the back for such success in its second year. We've got so much to look forward to in the third year as well. You know, as more structure comes into place, which I think will bode well going forwards. So yeah, great that you come in, pal. So about armies, I'm much more modeler, painter and sculptor than gamer. I'm going to bring a fluffy yet cool looking army of Cirith Ungol feel. I think I know what I'm going to be using, sort of. Any tips on list building? I don't want a broken army, but I still want to give the opposition a good go. Well, if you want a Cirith Ungol feel, then you've got to bring, your Shagrat and Gorbag. And you've got to have your Cirith Ungol. Shagrat War Leader is a beast. You've got to bring him as your leader. Got to. You could bring, if you're going for fluff, Mordor Uruk-hai, because there is obviously the fight in the Tower of Cirith Ungol between the Mordor Uruk-hai, led by Shagrat, and the Mordor Orcs. You could bring the Orcs with Spear to support the Uruk-hai, and you could chuck in Shelob in there for fun and games. I think that's probably what I would be looking for. Yeah, maybe give that a go, see how that goes. He's put, Jamie, I've been loving your hobby videos. It's cool to see and gives the channel that extra jazz. As always, happy hobbying from Matt. Yeah, I think it's really nice to see what we get up to. I think the plan going forward, what we've discussed with, because obviously these hobby vlogs have been a really good way of getting out content when we've been struggling for content for various reasons over the last month or so. And it also, it really gives you an opportunity to sort of see what Jamie's up to, and in the future to see what I'm up to, and what Damien's up to, and if we decide to take on another GBHL host, what they're up to as well. And we're actually thinking of having a day where the content is a quick 2 to 5 minute video that each of us do each, that's not together, so you actually get 4 videos in a day of what we've been up to that week in the hobby. So let us know what you think about that idea. Would you like to see what I've been up to in the week? Do you want to see, well, right, look, this is the eagle that I've just been painting, and this is how I painted it, and what do you think about that? Would you like to see that as a day's worth of content? So let us know. But as always, happy hobbying. Yeah, well, look forward to meeting you, Matt. Really, I'm looking forward to meeting you. Do you know what? If you're coming in September, I might as well just give you my models rather than sending them off, because I've been so disorganised for lots and lots of reasons. I hope everybody forgives me. People I'm due to send stuff to, etc. Next up, we've got Tim Taylor. He's put, hello GBHL people from Canada. My question today is, should I start collecting more Hobbit or Lord of the Rings miniatures? Because according to my supplier, Games Workshop is not going to renew the licence to make or sell. not should which, this January. So I'm under a little bit of pressure to collect as many miniatures as I can. Have a grand day. Cheers from Canada. P.S. Have you guys heard of this? Well, there are always rumours, and it's very, very sad that your supplier, Games Workshop. I mean, who is your supplier? I mean, your supplier might just be trying to get you to buy more models, to be honest. You know, that's what he might be doing. He might be saying, listen, you've got to buy these quick because these are going to go out of production. But we have seen that, and it's affected all of our buying habits. So I've just got to lean back. It's affected all of our buying habits in the last year. I bought lots of things that I probably wouldn't have bought now because I was worried that they would go out of production. I don't think that we can afford to think like that. As a community, I think that we've got to stay positive and we've just got to enjoy this hobby and we've got to get behind it. If we don't, yeah, they might not renew the license, but as long as we do, keep buying stuff, especially when his third movie comes out. I mean, we've got to make them. The thing is, they might be a little bit downhearted about the first and the second movie in terms of sort of sales, but let's face it, there's neither have the same kind of. They don't have like a Helm's Deep happening. Sorry, excuse me. Which mean that you don't have those like big armies clashing. With Battle of 5 Armies really does lend itself to wargaming, whereas maybe the Hobbit 1 and 2 are more for scenario play. So if we all get behind it and we support it, then that'd be great. I mean, I would say if you are a collector, then get on top of the Lord of the Rings miniatures because some of those have gone out of production and I doubt we'll see them come back. Although some have gone out of production and we have seen them return, which has been crazy, so they must have just been out of stock or found a random box of them somewhere. But yeah, stay positive. Next up we've got Michael Owens. He's put, hey guys, I'm new to your channel. Welcome. He's put, I just wanted to say, great job. The battle reps I've seen on here are extremely well done compared to the vast majority on YouTube. And the Battle Companies series has been good fun so far. Hope it's not finished. No, it's not finished. Just trouble with me and Jamie getting together. He's done a sort of update video. It's just been very, very, very tough. It's the hard thing with this not being our full-time job. It's not like miniwargaming.com where they can afford to pay people. I mean, if you guys could make that happen. If you guys set up on your PayPals a regular subscription fee for this and enough people did it, then we would be able to take and afford to take out a scheduled day and justify it because we would not be losing revenue and income because, of course, that's what we need. I've got a mortgage to pay, got a wedding to pay for, got 2 businesses to run. So, we try and get together in our spare time and we do our very best. I'm glad that you like our battle reports because we have worked hard on trying to refine them. I think there's a few things we can still do better. I think the first step that we need to do is we need better equipment, and we were hoping that by selling t-shirts we'd be able to, but the t-shirts, not enough sold, like nowhere near sold. Not even 1% of our subscribers bought t-shirts. So that was very sad. You've put, onto my question, I'm thinking of starting make an army again, albeit rather small. Hoping to make an Easterling army. What would you recommend? Cheers, guys. Easterling army, yeah, get your shields and swords on the front, get your pipe blocks, do your black dragon upgrades for the guys in the rear. Kamal's a good leader, Amdur's okay. So that's probably what I would say. I'm not a massive fan of the Easterlings, I have to say, so unless you sort of go for the candish kind of feel, I do like that feel. But good luck and let us know how you get on. And next up we've got Stuart Smith. He's put, hi guys, thanks for letting me know about not proxying. I think I've sorted it out. Good stuff. My question this week is, does Fall on the Fat count as having a war horn, as it isn't listed in his war gear, but he does have one on his model? Thanks, and I look forward to meeting yous. First round's on me, and by that I mean I get yous a drink, not everyone. You can stop what? If so, that's fantastic news, and we look forward to meeting you too. If it's not listed in his war gear, then he does not have a war horn. Maybe he used to in, Legions of Middle-earth or something. Maybe he used to have a rule. I know that a lot of rules changed for models. So yeah. Next up, we got Kevin Demansky. He's like, hey guys, first off, James, that was awesome. I think he's referring to my GBHL Damien speech. If you've not seen that, then I do recommend going and checking it out, because I put a lot of effort into that. A lot of effort. He's put, you did it exactly as I hoped you would. I'm glad you didn't do it with an American accent. I also love the background music you chose for the speech, Jamie. I appreciated the shout out in the Welcome GBHL Damien video. Good stuff. Well, I hope after I put such effort into that speech, you're part of Team GBHL James, like Jeremy Smith. Do you know what I mean? Because I put a lot of effort into that for you, and I hope I did it justice. But my question this week is, which hero do you think is the least useful for both good and evil, any faction in the game? All the best from the land of Maple and Bacon. P.S. You guys are still awesome, but we teachers have to stick together. Team GBHL Damien for life. Technically I am a teacher. I'm a teacher of fitness. I go into schools and teach fitness. Did you know that? I do that. Biotic Active Kids. Check out Facebook. Ooh. The least useful heroes. That's tough off the top of my head, I have to say. Like really, really, really tough. I've got no idea. Least useful. That's a tough one to answer without any research. I'm trying to think now. I'm scrolling through army lists in my mind and thinking, well, who would you not take? Yeah, I know there are a lot of people who want to bring the Hobbit forces. The fact that Frodo of the 9 fingers, can't make strikes, etc. We find that a bit of a pain. So maybe he's not very useful. Everybody's got something, haven't they? Everybody's got something which is useful in some sense. I mean, that's how they're written. Is there anybody who's in there just purely just for fluff? No, even some of these cheap independent heroes, like your Fatty Bulges, etc. They're good free drops. So everything has a place, in my opinion. I'm sorry if that's a cop-out answer. I just can't think off the top of my head. I'd have to scroll through all of the army lists and things. I mean, no, I can't think of anybody. Next up, we've got Larry Miller. He's put, thanks for the birthday wishes there, James. It's a pleasure. For this week's question, would you consider, if you can, I don't know how it works on YouTube, putting all of the story scenarios into a playlist, but not in the order they were made, but story order. So one could easily watch through a GBHL retelling of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings once enough of them have been made. Oh yeah, I guess when we've made them all, yeah, we certainly could. We've done all the journey book scenarios, you mean, yeah? Yeah, that's a good idea. P.S. Jamie, a reason you don't see the Riddler in films more is that he's hard to write well. Not only do you need to write a convincing genius, you also have to write a convincing Batman smart enough to outwit him. PPS, I'm getting Battle Company's withdrawal here. Come on, guys. Well, we're doing our best. I am. I'm sure you can tell. I look awful. I'm not very well at all. Last week I had no staff, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've been hit with all these infections. Like I say, pain on the side of my head here because I've got ear infection, got throat infection, a bit of a kidney infection. So yeah, we are doing our best. We're doing our best. Now, Billy Fitzmaurice, he's put, Jamie, have you trimmed your beard? Yeah, you should have done. He's put, as for your little hints about who could potentially be Damien's GBHL partner, it's pretty obvious who you're thinking of, and I have to say, I think it would work brilliantly. Whoa. There is an initiation people have to go through. It's not a given. I mean, Damien has worked very, very hard to get the GBHL letters in front of his name. Very hard. And you don't just get given them. You have to earn them. It doesn't matter how many campaigns Kevin Demansky puts on to have you named, you have to earn it. So it's not a given. It's not a given. But I feel if you're going to have two hosts, then they must be involved in a proper bromance. You two most definitely have one going off, which is probably the main reason for the success of the channel. Me and Jamie, we hate each other. What are you on about? As for Damien and said person, well, Damien can't go a video without mentioning him. Yeah, Damien is a bit obsessed with Captain Handsome, like, just a little bit. So yes, the bromance is there. They both have a great knowledge about the game and are both great players. Yeah, they are. They are. So definitely a big thumbs up for your possible new recruit for me. Thanks for all your hard work, guys. Keep it up. Well, yeah, like we say, I mean, I think it's good to have chemistry. I mean, as good a job I think Damien could do on his own. I think the type of show which we've been discussing for Damien to mainly be doing, because that's what we're looking at. We want just like you've got your Q&A, we want a regular show per week that fills a day's content which is quality. And Damien has some real good strengths, and I think that the show would lend itself to having two hosts. But you know, Mr. Handsome will have to prove himself. You know, to you guys, not just to us guys, but to you guys. So you will have to, you know, make the verdict, really. So next up we've got Furious Warg. He's put, hey guys, random question, but do you play Clash of Clans? It's my second favourite strategy battle game, even though it's completely different to Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. I've got no idea. I don't think I've played it. Is it a computer game? Or is it a miniature game? I've not played it. He's put, if you don't play it and become addicted. Well, I've got some time. I'm off. The doctor said I need to take 10 days off. I was like, you're joking. I'm self-employed. I said, I've got to work. He said, what do you do? I said, I'm a personal trainer. I run a fitness business. And he was like, well, if you're in a situation where your temperature goes 0.1 degree higher, then you are in a lot of trouble and you're probably going to pass out and go down. So I thought, well, that's not going to look good. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some painting now that I'm off. I'm going to do some painting. But also, Jamie, after Buckleberry Ferry, it's Minas Tirith, right? You can't stop now. I think Jamie's going to really give it a go and try and create as much as he can. Like, really. Harry Owens, but hey guys, I've recently got back into the hobby thanks to you. That's great news. So I was wondering what's the best way to base dwarves is. I find that with the sand I've got, it's never enough variety and all cave-like bases. Thanks guys, keep up the great work. If I was doing it, I want to do it quickly, I would use sand, I would spray the model black, I would then use a dark grey, like an Eshin grey, is it Eshin grey or something, over it. I would then dry brush a 50-50 mix of a lighter grey, like Cirith grey or something, over that. I'd then pick out rocks with the light grey on its own. I would then wash the whole thing with black, Badad black or whatever it is, Nuln oil, sorry. And then I would do a 50-50 mix of the light grey and a Sharpty bone and dry brush again to highlight, and you know, I think that would look quite good. But you need like you need quite a sand that's got bits in it, like a rubbly kind of sand. If it's just a fine sand, then yeah, you can't really do that. But for dwarves, I've seen some cool dwarf bases. I mean, a lot of people like to actually make it seem like they're inside Khazad-dûm or inside some kind of internal ruins, like Moria or something. And what a lot of people do is they get like a putty or something, or like a filler, and they put that on the base, and then they scratch in like almost like it's cobblestones or like broken bits, and they let that set, and then they do exactly the same process as I just described before, you know, with the greys and the dry brushing, and they actually create it like that. If you go onto the Facebook group and ask, there have been loads recently that have been absolutely brilliant. I think a guy, Nigel Chorlton is his name, Nigel, he recently based his Grimhammers, and they look really, really good. He's actually got sort of bits of the base sticking out and stuff. So yeah, Facebook group's a good place to go to look at that. Hope that helps. Next up we've got Don Barnett. He's put, do you guys generate income from YouTube? Do you receive money if we let the video advertisements run through? Can you explain how this works? Okie doke. So we have now enabled adverts. Now adverts don't really generate you enough money when you've got as few subscribers. I mean, I know that we're the busiest sort of Lord of the Rings channel, but we've really not got a huge number of subscribers. For us to start making some decent money out of adverts from YouTube, we'd need 100,000 subscribers. You know, we'll aim for 10,000 surely, but you know, we'd need 100,000 subscribers to make any money. But there is an income which ticks over. Now I'm not sure how we actually extract that. We can see it, we can access it, and it depends on how popular certain videos are. So doing things like commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, rewatching videos, clicking through on the adverts probably has a bit of an impact as well. And each video generates a certain amount of income. I mean, if I can give you a bit of an idea. Let me just have a little look here. Obviously this is real kind of hang on a minute. I've got to work out how to. So YouTube's changed. It's changed a lot. I don't know how to. How do you? Okay. I've got absolutely no idea how to look at the analytics like you used to. How do you look at the analytics? Right, I've got absolutely no idea. It's all changed. It's all changed. Let me have a look. Video manager. Ah, here we go. Analytics. Create a studio. Okay, estimated earnings. So, lifetime. Okay, so that generally ticks over. It doesn't make a huge amount. But it really depends on the videos and how they actually, how they do. So actually our X-Wing battle reports, we've got two of them, the 100 points TIE Swarm versus XXY, and the X-Wing battle report, the tournament size battle report. That is, those two are our two biggest earners. Now, those aren't our most watched videos, so I'm not sure what kind of algorithm YouTube uses, and whether it's just because of the content set. It seems like Star Wars stuff does better than Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit stuff. Interestingly, the Get Buff Battle Report Easterlings versus Rivendell and Grey Company, you know, is our highest earning Lord of the Rings video. So I've got no idea how that works. But you're talking about a couple of dollars for the best ones. You're talking about a few dollars, so not huge amounts. But luckily we do make a lot of videos, and if we can keep on building up our subscribers, then yeah. Not exactly sure how it works, but it's some kind of algorithm. But yeah, just keep on sharing. Liking is really important. Commenting on, watching. If you're just on the internet and you're watching a video, put up a few on. Just have them in the background with the mute on, and that helps us big time. So thanks very much, Don. Next up we've got Richard Wade. He's got, hi lads, sorry I've not asked a question in a couple of weeks, but my missus finally gave birth to our son. Congratulations, Richard, really good news. What's his name? Let us know. So a new SBG player in the making. Well, don't force it upon him. Also, my Google account has been hijacked and all my stuff deleted, so be careful and change all your passwords. That's not good. My question is, have you ever thought about playing Warhammer? Because the models are absolutely stunning. I've thought about buying some, but always give myself a slap and buy Hobbit models instead. Thanks as always, Rich. Okay, well in terms of Warhammer, again, I think that's a subjective opinion, because I think Lord of the Rings models, just the realism. I mean, there is well, is it called heroic scale? I think Warhammer is, you know, it's very, very sort of fantasy, very, it's a weird thing to say, but it's very unbelievable. Whereas Tolkien and Middle Earth has got it's almost like an alternate history, or it's a time that could have happened before our time. It's a mythology rather than a fantasy almost. You know, if you can distinguish the two things as two separate entities. In terms of playing Warhammer, yeah, we've thought about it for the channel. Jamie used to play. I think he had an Empire army, had a Bretonnian army, which is the Knight ones. I've got some Chaos stuff downstairs, some Chaos Warrior stuff. I mean, when I'll ever get around to doing that, I've got no idea. But yeah, we're thinking of doing it because it could draw new people to the channel, and the more people we draw to this channel, whether they play Warhammer, X-Wing, or Batman, or Warhammer 40k, the more people are going to be exposed to the amount of Hobbit material that we want to put on here, and that might get them to play the game. And the more people supporting this Hobbit hobby, the better future that we have. So that's my thoughts on Warhammer. So I hope that helps, Richard. And again, congratulations and good luck. And yeah, you'll probably be getting as much sleep as I am at the moment. So yeah, good luck with that. And finally, our final question. I know I've gone on for a long time, but I hope you got lots of painting done, guys. I hope you put up with my tonsillitis voice, my sort of downbeaten way I've approached this video. I'm very, very sorry, but I've done my best. I did want to do a video for you. It's but when are you guys going to do a battle report with the Desolation of Smaug Mirkwood Wood Elves? Well, we're very reliant on our opponents having them, Rory, and seems weird that we've not already done that. So that sounds like someone breaking in. But yeah, but we've obviously not come up against them in a battle report. I mean, I've got some downstairs. Jamie's got some. I mean, Jamie prefers old wood elves, but I don't think many even make it into his 1,000-point list. He thinks they're just a bit too expensive. It's the fact that they have to bring the elven cloak just doesn't do it for him. But I like the models. I think the models look great. I'm desperate to paint them. They're downstairs. So yeah, I'm sure you'll see them at some point. I will do my best to get round to them. So that's been my version of this week's Speak Friendly Question. I wasn't going to do one. I sent Jamie a message. I said, listen, doctors told me I need to be bedded up. I'm not going to be able to meet you. And he was like, wow, you're not going to be in the Q&A? I was like, no, but I couldn't let it happen, guys. I could not be part of a Q&A. So an extra video for you to watch there, guys. Make sure, as always, that you comment, like, share and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter as well. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.